Good evening and welcome to TC Network. I am Tingday Tim Hokip bringing you today's news. Today's top headlines include: tension escalated at Manipur's Jiribam. Meitei reinforcement parties ambushed by Kuki village volunteers near Kotling. Bodies of 4 Indians who drowned in Rojia found to be repatriated. News in details. Biren Singh has a plan in the wake of the BJP's devastating defeat in the recent Member of Parliament election in Manipur. With Jiribam's violent outbursts, he is able to deflect attention from his election defeat. Manipur is once again in the news. Jiribam has been terrorized by the Arambay Tenggol yet again. According to well-informed reports, banned UNLF, Arambay Tenggol and Meitei Lipun are advancing on Jiribam in a convoy of great size, carrying guns and ammunition that was looted from the armories last year. Assam Rifles and other central forces are advised not to cooperate with the Manipur police, as they are likely to be Arambay Tenggol, UNLF or Meitei Lipun posing as Manipur police. Violence broke out in Jiribam, a district in the ethnically strife-torn state of Manipur, on Thursday evening. To that, 1 church has been burned, 2 people have been killed, and 45 Kuki-Zo homes have either been burned down or demolished. The Kuki-Zo will stop at nothing to protect our homeland and people, because we have endured enough suffering in this conflict. ITLF continues to collaborate with the Indigenous Tribes Advocacy Committee, ITAC, to protect our area in Jiribam, and we send our condolences and prayers to all those affected by the ongoing conflict there. Latest update from Jiribam, as per reliable sources, said that a convoy comprising the Meitei State Commando, Meitei militants from the UNLF, and members of the radical group Arambay Tenggol was ambushed by unidentified assailants this morning. A group of Manipur police escort team of the chief minister, who were illegally accompanied by Arambay Tenggol and United Nations Liberation Front, UNLF, were reportedly attacked at Sinam. However, their journey was interrupted by the ambush near Kotling along National Highway 37. The attack is believed to be carried out by Kuki village volunteers. Jiribam has become a new site of conflict, which was otherwise the only district in Manipur that was still relatively peaceful. The Kukis resented the coming of Manipur police and Arambay Tenggol, as they often burn down Kuki villages on their way, as it happened near More. While 1 injury is reported from Meitei side, there might be more casualties, as full details are awaited. There is growing discontentment over Biren Singh in the valley, and this attack might give ammunition for those calling Biren to be removed as chief minister. The attack occurred as the forces were en route to Jiribam following the restoration of partial normalcy in the area. Reliable sources have indicated that Chief Minister and Biren Singh is scheduled to visit Jiribam tomorrow. In preparation, he dispatched troops today to assess and monitor the situation. Reports from within the security forces confirm that at least 2 Manipur personnel sustained injuries in the ambush. A joint operation by the Assam Rifles and state security forces is currently underway in response to the incident. Today's attack is being interpreted as a sign of heightened tensions and resistance against what is perceived as the Meitei government's unlawful incursion into the Kuki-Zo territory. Kuki Inpi Manipur has expressed its condemnation of the National Intelligence Agency NIA's selective arrest and high-handedness against Kuki-Zo tribals in Manipur, highlighting the bias of the Meitei-centric government under CM Mr. Biren Singh in its press release on the 10th of June today. He is concerned about the NIA's failure to take legal action against Kim is concerned about the NIA's failure to take legal action against various Meitei-based insurgent groups, despite numerous video footages circulated by these groups. The continued deprivation of liberty of minorities is seen as an attempt to intimidate and silence the community, preventing them from voicing their legitimate demand for autonomy and separation under Article 3 of the Constitution. Manipur argues that it is imperative for central agencies to conduct a thorough investigation and establish a separate administration for the Kuki-Zo people to ensure justice for the oppressed and marginalized victims in the state. Selective justice breeds injustice, undermining the principle of equality before the law and weakening the criminal justice system. The government has a responsibility to ensure that all citizens are protected and treated equally under the law without preferential treatment for any group. Manipur urged investigative agencies and the government of India to take effective actions against Meitei separatist group responsible for instigating violence and fear in the state in their efforts to secede from India. Investigative agencies must uphold the principle of integrity by conducting fair and impartial investigation and not succumb to false narrative propagated by the Meitei community. On the other hand, the ITLF also made a press release in regards to the same matter, which reads, "The National Investigation Agency (NIA) arrested Mr. Thong Min Thang Haokip alias Thang Boy, accused of being involved in the plot behind the ethnic conflicts in Manipur and Myanmar. Over 170 Kuki-Zo people have been killed by the Meitei militant and armed radicals since May 3, 2023, and over 8,000 residents, 360 churches, and 20,000 internally displaced people. The Kuki-Zo have organized village volunteers to defend their villages, but the NIA's effort to establish buffer zones have not fully protected them. The Kuki-Zo have deep respect for Indian security forces, but the Meitei killed numerous security personnel and caused extensive trouble. The Kuki-Zo demanded the government practice impartiality, as this partiality will lead them to stop believing in the central government." The Paidol Village Authority in its press release on the 9th of June condemned vehemently the murder of L. Sarat Kumar as well as the JSC against the brutal murder of the sick person for blatantly accusing Mr. Gosang of Paidol Village without any substantial evidence. Mr. Sarat was murdered by an unknown miscreant. However, the Meitei community, knowing that despite the ongoing ethnic conflict between the Kuki and Meitei, still put the blame particularly on Mr. Gosang of Paidol Village and the Kuki as a whole just to deteriorate the environment and escalate the tension, which is unacceptable and uncalled for. As such, we strongly advise the above-mentioned JSC and the Meitei as a whole to refrain from such accusation without any concrete proof, as it can cause an irreversible damage between the two communities. Further, the murder of Mr. Sarat is still investigated by the concerned authority, so let the law take its own course of action. The Meitei must not think they are above the law enforcement agency and act on emotional whim. We will no longer tolerate any accusation on our villager and defend him for being wrongly accused." ITLF made another press release in connection to the escalating and intensifying Jiribam incident, which was perpetrated by the Meitei local inhabitants of Jiribam and taken afar by the state-sponsored Meitei militants and the Arambay Tengol. The release reads, "Biren Singh has a plan in the wake of the BJP's devastating defeat in the recent Member of Parliament election in Manipur. With Jiribam's violent outbursts, he is able to deflect attention from his election defeat. Manipur is once again in the news. Jiribam has been terrorized by the Arambay Tengol yet again. According to well-informed reports, Ban UNLF, Arambay Tengol, and Meitei Lipun are advancing on Jiribam in a convoy of great size, carrying guns and ammunition that was looted from the armories last year. Assam Rifles and other central forces are advised not to cooperate with the Manipur police as they are likely to be Arambay Tengol, UNLF or Meitei Lipun posing as Manipur police. Violence broke out in Jiribam, a district in the ethnically strife-torn state of Manipur, on Thursday evening. To date, one church has been burned, 2 people have been killed, and 45 Kuki-Zo homes have either been burned down or demolished. The Kuki-Zo will stop at nothing to protect our homeland and people because we have endured enough suffering in this conflict." ITLF continues to collaborate with the Indigenous Tribes Advocacy Committee, ITAC, to protect our area in Jiribam, and we send our condolences and prayers to all those affected by the ongoing conflict there. A 2-day conclave on Mizoram Sports Conclave preparing Mizoram for Olympic Games 2036 will be held between June 13 to 14 at Baptist Center in Aizawl. The event is jointly organized by the Mizoram State Sports Council and the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, with India planning to build world-class sports infrastructure and facilities and showing interest in hosting the 2036 Olympic Games, as revealed during the International Olympic Committee session held on October 14, 2023. Mizoram Sports Minister Lalhinglova Mar realized the immediate need for athlete development among Mizo youths. Speaking to the media on June 8, the minister said, the Mizoram Sports Conclave will be a meeting of national-level sports discipline with a focus on producing maximum number of Mizo youths to win medals at 2036 Olympics. We will focus on developing Mizo youths of the age group between 8 and 15 who will be reaching their prime in physical and mental strength in 2036. He stated that officials from the Sports and Youth Services Department submitted a proposal for the Mizoram Sports Conclave, preparing Mizoram for Olympic Games 2036, and got a sanction of Rs 68,80,500 from the Scheme of Human Resource Development in Sports on February 2, 2024. Stating that the Sports Conclave is not going to be a single event, but that a plan has been made to organize it every or alternate years, Mar said. The Sports Conclave was originally slated to be held in March, but had to be postponed due to the Lok Sabha elections. We will be having the sports ministers from Assam, Manipur and Meghalaya and the Chief Minister of Mizoram to grace the event as speakers. The conclave will also host several dignitaries including Sports Authority of India, Director General Indian Olympic Association CEO, and secretaries from Ministries of Youth Affairs and Sports and Services, Sports Council Board, SSCB. Meanwhile, a website for the Sports Conclave has also been made, and those interested to be part of the event can register themselves there. Mizoram, famous for producing successful sportspersons on the national and international front, prides itself for organizing the first of such national-level sports conclave with the Olympic Games at its main focus. 4 Indian medical students drowned in a river near St. Petersburg in Russia, while a fifth was safe and is presently receiving medical care, the Ministry of External Affairs MEA said on Friday. They were studying at the Yaroslav Davai Novgorod State University located in Veliky Novgorod. As per the MEA statement, the 4 students drowned in an unfortunate incident in the Volkhov River. The 4, Harshal Anantrao Desal, Jishan Aspak Pinjari, Jaya Firoz Pinjari, and Malik Gulam Ghosh Muhammad Yakub were taking a walk along the Volkhov River when they entered the waters. Another student, Nisa Bhupesh Sonawane, survived. In fact, Jishan Aspak Pinjari was on a video call with his parents just a few seconds before he and the 3 others drowned in the river. A family member was quoted by local media on Friday. The 5 students involved in the accident belong to the Jalgaon district of Maharashtra. As per the MEA, local emergency services have recovered 2 dead bodies from the Volkhov River so far, while the search for the remaining 2 missing students continues. Our consulate in St. Petersburg remains in contact with the university and local authorities and is providing all possible assistance, the MEA said. The Indian consulate in St. Petersburg is coordinating with local authorities for the repatriation of the mortal remains, the MEA said, adding that the consulate continues to be in contact with the families and the district administration in Jalgaon. Jalgaon District's collector Ayush Prasad said arrangements are being made to bring the bodies to India. He said best medical care is being provided to the student whose life has been saved. We are hoping that the bodies will be sent back to India as per the international protocol. While Jishan Aspak Pinjari and Jaya Firoz Pinjari were siblings and hail from Amalner in Jalgaon, Harshal Desal belongs to Batgaon, officials said. The students were aged between 18 and 20 years. The students were taking a walk near the city's beach along the Volkhov River in the evening during their study-free time. The tragedy was accidental and unexpected. Nisa Bhupesh Sonawane survived. Now she is under the care of medical staff, a university official said. The university informed the parents immediately and is currently working closely with all respective agencies in Razia, he said. Razia media reports suggested that a woman student who went out from the bank near the river got into trouble and 4 of her companions tried to save her. In their attempt to save her, 3 others also drowned in the river. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi hit out at Prime Minister-designate Narendra Modi on June 9 over the NEET UG medical entrance row, saying the alleged irregularities in the examination have devastated more than 24 lakh students even before he takes oath for a new term in office. Mr. Gandhi assured students in the country that he would become their voice in parliament and strongly raise the issues related to their future. Amid allegations of inflation of marks in the NEET UG medical entrance exam, the National Testing Agency announced on Saturday that the Education Ministry has set up a 4-member panel to review the grace marks awarded to more than 1,500 candidates. In a post in Hindi on X, Mr. Gandhi said, Narendra Modi has not even taken oath yet, and the irregularities in the NEET exam has devastated more than 24 lakh students and their families. 6 students from a single exam center topped the exam with maximum marks, while many got such marks which are technically not possible. But the government continuously denies the possibility of paper leak, the former Congress chief said. He said the Congress had made a robust plan to deal with this paper leak industry, running in connivance with the education mafia and the government machinery. We have pledged in our manifesto to give students freedom from paper leak by making a law, he said. Today, I assure all the students of the country that I will become your voice in the parliament and strongly raise the issue related to your future. Mr. Gandhi said the youth have expressed faith in the India bloc, which will not let their voice be suppressed, he asserted. The NTA has denied any irregularities and said the changes made in the NCERT textbooks and grace marks for losing time at the examination centers were some of the reason behind the students scoring higher marks. The issue has taken a political turn with several parties raising concern about the authenticity of the national exam for medical courses. The Congress on Friday demanded a high-level investigation under the Supreme Court supervision into irregularities in NEET for medical courses and accused the BJP of cheating youngsters and playing with their futures. The British security firm Embrace said on Sunday an Antigua and Barbuda flag general cargo ship was struck by a missile 83 nautical miles southeast of Yemen's Aden and caught fire before it was contained. Earlier, the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations said it had received a report from a captain of a vessel on an incident 80 nautical miles southeast of Yemen's Aden. The Houthi militia, which controls the most populous part of Yemen and is aligned with Iran, has attacked ships off its coast for months, saying it is acting in solidarity with Palestine fighting Israel in Gaza. The ship was heading southwest along the Gulf of Aden at speed 8.2 kts when the forward station was struck by a missile. A fire started but was neutralized, Embrace said in an advisory note. A second missile was sighted but did not hit the sea. Persons on board small boats in the vicinity opened fire on the ship during the incident. Embrace said the ship changed its course to port with increased speed, adding that no injuries were reported. The Houthi fighters have aimed drone and missile strikes at the Bab al-Mandab Strait and Gulf of Aden, forcing seafarers since November to take longer and more costly journeys around southern Africa. The sister of North Korea leader Kim Jong-un warned that South Korea will face unspecified new counteraction by the North if it keeps sending anti-Pyongyang propaganda leaflets and playing its loudspeaker broadcasts across the border. The statement by Kim Yo-jong came after the South resumed propaganda loudspeaker broadcasts towards the North for the first time in 6 years in retaliation against the North's repeated sending of trash-carrying balloons, reports Yonhap News Agency. If the ROK simultaneously carries out the leaflet, scattering and loudspeaker broadcasting provocation over the border, it will undoubtedly witnessed the new counteraction of the DPRK, Kim said in the English statement carried by the Korean Central News Agency on Sunday, using the acronyms for the official names of the South and the North. Kim claimed that the North had sent some 7.5 tons of waste paper in 1,400 balloons across the border over the weekend, arguing that they were just garbage that contained nothing related to political propaganda, unlike anti-Pyongyang leaflets sent by North Korean defectors in the South. It is quite different from the provocative political agitation rubies scattered by the scum of the ROK against the DPRK, Kim said, adding that the South will suffer a bit embarrassment of picking up waste paper without rest, and it will be its daily work. Kim claimed that the North had planned to stop sending balloons, but the situation has changed as the South resumed loudspeaker broadcasting across the border. I sternly warned Seoul to stop at once the dangerous act of bringing the further confrontation crisis and discipline itself, she said. Seoul's Unification Ministry said that the government will not permit any attempts by North Korea to incite anxiety and confusion within South Korean society. North Korea should not make the mistake of using a rightful response as an excuse for provocation, said Koo Byung-sam, the ministry spokesperson, during a press briefing. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.